Yes, we can see that.
Yeah. So this is today's agenda, day 4. I'll focus more on programming part today. Okay, called Lambda function. Okay, so there is one more beautiful service offered by the Amazon called serverless. Okay, so without the server we can run the programs. Okay, so we'll talk about Lambda function. Okay, so next DynamoDB, NoSQL DB. Okay, so what I'm going to do today, I'll run some programs, I'll trigger some programs, okay, using the Lambda function. Then I'll try to fetch some data from DynamoDB. Okay, so DynamoDB, the NoSQL database system, which is offered by the Amazon services. So next is, if possible, we'll try to see some of the concept of Amazon recognition. Okay, so image recognition, text recognition, video streaming recognition, etc. I'll have a brief introduction about Amazon recognition system. Okay, so later on we can use this one for with Amazon Kinesis. Kinesis is a platform where we can have data streams. Okay, streaming data. Okay, so let us say you say CCTV. From CCTV we are fetching the data. Okay, and we can process that data and we can analyze that data. Okay, using Amazon Kinesis as well as Amazon recognition system. Today we'll have a brief introduction about Amazon recognition. Okay, so let's start with the Lambda function. Okay, so as far as I told you, Lambda is an serverless. Hold on. Someone has raised the. Hold on. Okay, I can't see. Okay, so as I told you, Lambda is a serverless computing service provided by the Amazon. Okay, and we can run the code after writing the code. Okay, so after writing the code, we can run those code in the background. Okay, so suppose let us say triggering concept. Imagine you have given the access of S3 for some user in organization. Okay, and without your permission, let us imagine that he is deleting the files. Okay, or he is creating the file, new files or new folders he is creating. Okay, or else he's deleting the file. So we can predict. Okay, so we can have the kind of a notification message. If someone is deleting the file or if someone is adding the file, we will get an email message. Okay, from this IP address someone is deleting or creating the file. This is one benefit. In the same way, let us say you might have experienced a payment. Okay, so as soon as when the payment is, if you are doing any online payments, you will get a notification message, right? Okay, so this much is detected from your account. Okay, so that system also we can design using Lambda function. Okay, so let's talk. In the today's session we'll have a brief introduction. Okay, so later on I'm going to use Lambda widely. Okay, to trigger most triggering and notification system. We are going to use this Lambda function. Okay, it's in serverless. And the capacity of the Lambda is you can process around 10 million requests per second. Okay, so 10 million requests, and you can run Lambda function up to 5 minutes. Okay, so the maximum limit is the 5 minutes here. But when you compare the capacity, with the other triggering concept or any background programming languages, background programs, Lambda is having. Okay, Lambda is one of the best the platform to write and to run background programs. Okay, so next is yeah, hold on, yeah. Next is Lambda extend to other AWS services with let's say I can connect Lambda with other services like S3, and I can connect Lambda with API gateways. I can connect Lambda with EC2. Okay, and I can connect Lambda with EFS also. Any other services, let us say wherever data you have, especially like say database system. If you want to trigger something in database system, we can make use of a Lambda function. Okay, so next is it is scalable. Okay, performance is very good. As I told you, just imagine 10 millions request, okay, per second. It is having that much of capacity, means obviously the performance. Okay, so since we are using cloud performance, there will be no difference in the performance, degrading in the performance. Security, okay, so there is no question of security also. Obviously it gives an high security concept. Now next is multi events. Say 1,000 customers are there. Okay, so I want to send 1,000 the messages. Understood. Related to the transaction, it is having that capacity. So that means multi-threading is very easy. Concurrency and multi-threading. Okay, so very easily we can handle using a Lambda function. Next, HTTP. Regarding about Amazon Gateway, API Gateway. API Gateway, what happens? You take HTTP and HTTPS. Okay, so if in HTTPS, what happened? Okay, we will be having the secure certificate. Okay, so API, as far as HTTPS is concerned, it is better always. What we recommend, it's always better to change the certificate every 30 days. Understood? Every 30 days. So those things. Okay, so let us say if I want to change the IP addresses, okay, of HTTP or HTTPS. Okay, so let's say I want to migrate the customer, let's say from one page to another pages. Okay, so those things we can done using the Lambda function. I'll demonstrate that one in the hands-on session. Okay, so next is S3. Today's agenda, what I will do, I will try to delete one the file from S3 bucket, and the moment when I delete the file from the S3 bucket, I should get the notification message to my email that someone from the so and so IP addresses, okay, is deleting the file. Okay, so next, in the same way, DynamoDB also, we'll try to connect the DynamoDB NoSQL DB using Lambda function. We'll try to fetch some data from the DynamoDB, and we try to put some data on the DynamoDB. Okay, so this is related to scaling, monitoring, logging system, etc. Okay, so next is, this is the, I have designed one simple architecture. S3 bucket, we'll be having S3 bucket. Next, I will program using Lambda function, and I should get the notification message. Okay, so notification message using the CloudWatch system. Shall we start the hands-on session? Participants?
Yes, sir.
Okay, but before that, last session, okay, I demonstrated SCS, simple email services to configure and to verify our email address. Let's go to Pinpoint now. Just want to complete this within 5 minutes. Pinpoint. Hold on. Meanwhile, I'll try to open Lambda function also. Just to open Lambda function. Yeah. Right now I'm in Pinpoint. Hold on. This is taking time, internet connection. Okay, so last session, I demonstrated you how to create the project. First, we need to create the project. So after creating the project, select the project. Okay, so after creating the project, select the project. So for the timing, I'll select this one, demo B2. No, I will select this sample test project. So after selecting sample test project, you will get this, you will be hover over to this, the page. Hold on. Okay, so far I have not sent, I think 3 emails I have sent in last demo. So next what we have to do is go to segments. Okay, click on segments. Okay, so here, okay, so we need to create one segment. Okay, so to send the email messages. So create the segment. Here, build a segment, import a segment. Okay, there are 2 options here. Build a segment or import a segment. So what I will do, I will try to build one segment. Okay, so we can import the segment also, either by JSON or by importing the CSV file. Okay, so next I'll create one, let's say batch 2 demo. Okay, batch 2 demo. Next is here, include endpoints that are in okay, all of the following segments. Okay, so I'm going to have all the endpoints in the sense segment endpoints in the sense here. Okay, I cannot send if it is a bulky the emails. If you have, let's say 3000, 4000 emails. I cannot send all those 4000 emails using one SMTP server. Okay, so I have to rotate. I should keep on rotating my SMTP server. Okay, so let us say in 1 second I'm sending 14 emails. So what I will do, I will not send the complete the 14 emails in 1 second using the one SMTP server. Okay, so maybe I will use 4 to 5 SMTP servers. Okay, so that will be managed by the Amazon itself. Okay, so next is let's say pinpoint CSV. I have one CSV file. Okay, so I will upload that CSV file here. So next is create the segments. Okay, create the segments. Okay, incomplete segment logic, hold on. Filter by channel, filter by users. Let's say filter by users. No, filter by, hold on. Here I have some confusion. Hold on, add another segment. Create the segment first. I understand, I'll create the segment. So now the segment got created. Okay, I have created the segments. Next is after creating the segment, next is to create the campaign. Okay, so we should create the campaign also. Okay, create the campaign, go to create campaign. Okay, so near the campaign, let's say demo batch 2. Standard campaign I'll keep. Okay, so as for the difference here is in standard campaign and the A divided by B tested campaign is in standard campaign. Okay, at once we will be sending the message. Okay, so if you want, you can schedule the email. Say I want to send the email at 12 o'clock. You can schedule it, but only one time. Okay, that the campaign will send the email. Suppose let us say we want to have the multiple. We want to send multiple emails. Say today 12 o'clock I want to send one email, maybe tomorrow again I want to send some other email, so we can do it using test campaign here. Okay, other options like we have email campaign, SMS campaign, so I will select email campaign here. Okay, so next is hit on the rest of the things I'll keep as it is. Okay, so next hit on next. Now next is here. So next, use an existing segment or create a new segment. Okay, so here already I have created one segment, so I will use or I will choose the same segment here. Okay, so next go to here. Already I have created one segment, batch 2 demo. I'll choose the same segment here. Next, segment holdout. So the percentage of customer from the chosen segment who won't receive messages from this campaign. Okay, so what I will do, I'll keep this one. This is an optional one, just keep as it is by default. Next is after that create your message. Okay, so this is the area where generally we create the message. Okay, either I can create the message by choosing the template, or okay, I can create my own message here. Okay, so template name, say choose a template. No, I don't want to choose a template. Okay, so next.
You're too close to the mic. It's very loud. Sometimes.
Hello.
Sometimes you're too close to the mic.
Hello. How? Okay.
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah.
Yeah. Either you choose the template or you can write by using HTML code. Okay, I'll come to that part. Now next, from which email address you want to send. Okay, so I have verified 2 email addresses here in SES. Okay, so I will use this email address. So next is friendly sender name. Okay, so I'm going to have the same XCR, XEZ, IT, training and projects. Next, click on next. Choose the template. Yeah, I committed mistake here. Okay, regarding about choosing a template, plagiarism check. Let me check this. Okay, so we can do, yeah, already I have created. I'll come to this one later. Okay, because I'll get an option in the next stage. Okay, where I can design my the message. Okay, so right now I'll choose this template, or I can edit the template also here. Hold on. Yeah, here I can edit it. Okay, this is what I was looking for. Okay, so here I can edit it. Show the HTML page. Hold on, sir. Yeah, so here there are two options. Yeah, duplicate, edit. Let me hit on edit. Okay, so here I have created the template. So first, sorry, we need to create the template. Okay, first after creating the template, we can deploy that one in the campaign. Okay, plagiarism check. I have given the name or description, plagiarism check. Okay, so next is subject. So this is the subject of my email. There are two options here. Okay, either I can write my the contents using the HTML, or else we have other option also like called HTML or design. The two options. If you are good in HTML, you can use HTML, or else you can go for design. So using design, just to format it. Okay, so format your template, nothing but your the contents of the, what I can say, the contents of your message. Okay, or email I can say. Next is update the version. Nothing but I'm going to update my template now. Okay, so once the template is ready, again you go to pinpoint here, choose the template. I have already chosen the template called plagiarism check. Next, choose template. Okay, choose template. So after use version, yeah, use the version that currently active. Okay, same I'm going to use here. Next is, okay, so this is the format. This format of the template and the contents you can review once. Okay, so after reviewing, okay, so hit on. If you want, you can test also, send an test message. Okay, so you can send the test message to your recipient, from this email address. Okay, so next is hit on next. Okay, so next is here there are 6 options here. Here see, at a specific time when the event occurs. Okay, so we'll talk about event. When event occurs, we will try to create one event using the Lambda function, then we can send the email or the messages using this option when an event occurs. Okay, so right now I'm doing the digital marketing. This is for the digital marketing, let's say. So at a specific time, okay, so at once I want to send for all the recipient here. Now immediately, once, hourly, daily, weekly, or monthly. Okay, so you can schedule this. So immediately I will, right now I will choose immediately now. So next is time zone. Okay, by default it will check, it will take our Mumbai location time zone here. Okay, so next is quick time setting. If you want, you can set the time also here, hourly, hour and minute time. Okay, so next is, after configuring this, hit on next. Okay, so hit on next, review and launch. Okay, so there are 3 endpoints here. Hold on, yeah, template. So this is the review. So next is schedule immediately, launch the campaign. Okay, launch the campaign, successfully created the campaign. Okay, so next is, say, let me plagiarism check. 1 second. After creating a campaign, okay, so next go to segments now. Again you go to segments. Again you go to segments. After creating a campaign, again you go to segments. Okay, so next choose the existing segment. So right now today I created this segment.
So your voice is low.
Yeah, so right now today I created this segment called batch 2. Okay, so choose this one, and after choosing this, hit on next. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, choose this one. After choosing this, there is an option here, export. Okay, create, yeah, export, hit on export. Now here on, hold on guys, batch 2, batch 2, text messages, sender email address, create. Hold on please, export edit, create campaign. No, not this one. Go to segments. Campaign. Demo, actions, campaign. One second. Here, comparison check, template name. Anyways, I'm committing some mistake here. Hold on. Okay.
So it is run successfully, right? That's
Yeah,
the status.
it was running, but yeah, it was running. After creating campaign, you just in the last step, no, you just give finished. Okay, so it will send the emails. But the problem is I'm not able to demonstrate. Okay, how to fetch the emails. Okay, that option I'm not getting. Suppose let us say say hold on. So I have created one CSV file here. Okay, so your CSV file should be in this format. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on, participants. Yeah. So your CSV file should be in this format. Okay. So anyways, today by today itself we'll see, okay, where to upload this file, CSV file. Okay. So here what I have done, I have created a simple CSV file where I have 4 email addresses, 4 email addresses. So the moment when you, after creating the campaign in the last stage, the moment when you hit, okay, finish campaign, automatically that this, all the, that mail, whatever the content you have prepared in the template, that will be forwarded to this respective email addresses. Okay. With the first name as well as the last name. Okay. So while creating the template, okay, with the CSV, make sure that you maintain this attribute, you maintain all the data in this format. Okay, channel type, okay, address, user attribute first name, user attributes last name. We'll see this. Okay, so let me try to complete today lambda function, then we'll come back to this pinpoint. Okay, somewhere I'm committing mistake here. Okay, so let's go to lambda now. I'll go to console. Go to console now. Here, hit on lambda. AWS lambda. Okay, lambda. Or else, the moment when you go to service. Okay, so there is an option here under compute. There is an option called lambda. Okay, click on lambda. Click on lambda. So here you will be redirected to this page. Okay, so first we need to create one lambda function. Okay, so let's try to create one lambda function first. Say create function, create function. Okay, so here the moment when you click on create function, you will be redirected to this page. There are three options here. Auto from the scratch, we can write the programs, the function from the the scratch itself. There are certain blueprint. Let's say I want to design Lex bot. Okay, the Lex bot. So the complete the functions are available. Okay, in a blueprint. We can use the blueprint also. So next from the repository also I can select it. For the I'm going to use all these three things. Okay, so today we will try to use author from the scratch. Give the function name. Let's say the function name be demo. Okay, batch 2, let's say Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday. So here we can write the programs, or we can write the functions using these many languages. Okay, so it supports for .NET, Java is there, Node.js is there, Python is there, Ruby is on Rails. Okay, Ruby programs also we can use. One more thing, the interesting point is here, it supports for Go language also. Okay, so Go language is also coming in market, which is designed by Google. Okay, so there are possibility, rumors are there that the Go language will take over the Python. Okay, I don't know for what extent it is true. Okay, so right now what I will do, I'll take Python 3.8 here. Okay, so this is the 3.8 is the latest version which is supported by the Lambda function. So you can check the older versions also here. Okay, Ruby versions are there. By version wise you can select. So I will choose the latest Python 3.8. Okay, so next is create an existing, choose or create an existing role. This is very important. So what I will do, I'll try to create one a role now. Okay, so to create the role, I'll go to IAM role. Go to IAM role. Hold on. Hold on. Yeah. So I'll go to IAM role. Where it is IAM role. Okay, IAM role. Yeah. Now here in IAM role console, create one new role to execute our Lambda function. Okay. Let me create one new role. Hold on. Okay, so here this is the front page of IAM role. Here go to roles. Okay, hit on roles. Hit on roles. Okay, so these many roles already I have created. Okay, so let's try to create one more role for my Lambda function. Okay, go to hit on create role. Okay, so here, so you can see the options here. Okay, EC2 and EC2 Lambda and other Amazon services. Okay, so other AWS accounts. Okay, web identity, SAML registration. So I will create a simple role. Okay, to handle my Lambda function. So here just click on, so you can see two options here, common use cases. Okay, EC2 as well as Lambda function. Click on, hit on Lambda. Next, permission, hit on permission. hit on permission. Okay, so here please pay attention. These rules are very important, because if I want to integrate these functions with the other services, so we will be integrating through these rules. Okay, so first I need, suppose if I want to run any Lambda functions or the programs, first I need basic execution rule. Okay, so just type basic. Okay, basic, or else you can write, yeah, you can see here. Can you see participants? Participants? Hello?
Yes, I can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
that. Yeah.
See. First, if I want to execute any programs in Lambda function, I need this rule. Okay, so AWS basic execution rule. Okay, so I will select this basic execution rule. Basic execution rule. Next, hit on tags. So suppose if you want to group, okay, so for the grouping generally we use tags. Next, tags. So right now I will not give any, I'm not going to have any group here, okay, of the services. I'll just leave as it is. Hit on new. Here the most important, okay, the role name, say role name be batch. Just remember this, huh? Sometimes I'll forget. Batch 2 demo. Okay, so next Wednesday, I will write Wednesday. Fine. So this is the role name. Okay, so this role I'm going to use on my Lambda function, and this role name is having right now this basic execution option. Okay, so next is just a description. You leave as it is. Lambda function to call AWS services on your on behalf of you. Okay, so next is permission boundary is not set. Okay, so next create role. Create role. Okay, create the role. Okay, so hold on. Yeah, now you can see batch 2 demo Wednesday role. Okay, it's got created now. So you can see somewhere in the down here in the last, yeah, you can see here batch 2 demo Wednesday got created. Now it is active. This role is active, and that means I can use this one in Lambda function. Now go to Lambda function here. So under Lambda function, already I have chosen my the platform for program. Okay, so create a next option is choose or create an existing role. So here what I will do, I will use an existing role. Use an existing role. Next is here. Okay, automatically, okay, that will be pop up by your Lambda function. So already for as far as Lambda is concerned, I have created 2 roles here. So this is the freshly today newly created role. So I will use this batch 2 demo Wednesday role. Okay, so next is create function. Okay, create function. So this the moment after naming and after giving the roles, no, it will directly redirect you to the programming console. Okay, so where I can write my Python program. Okay, so this is the main dashboard of my Lambda function. Hope you can see participants. Hold on. Okay, so this is the main dashboard of my Lambda function. Okay, so this always remember, whenever you are creating any function, okay, it gives an ARN. Even in this, we are going to experience in database system also. Okay, so this is an unique identity by the Amazon, which is given for this specific function, demo batch to Wednesday. Okay, suppose let us say I want to integrate this with the DynamoDB. Okay, so while integrating with the DynamoDB, so what I can do, instead of calling this function name, okay, demo batch to Wednesday, so I can give directly this ARN, okay, which is a unique identity, specially designed, okay, so created by Amazon for this function called demo batch 2. Okay, so next is again you go to the other, yeah, so this is the designer part. Okay, so here I can use some other services also. Let's say S3 DynamoDB, next SES, SQS, SNS, okay, EC2, all those, okay, I can integrate with this function. Okay, so next is next, this is the part generally where we are writing our programs. Hope you are clear. Hope you can see the screen in participants. Participants.
Yes, yes, I can
Yeah.
see
So
that.
yeah. This is the area where we are writing our the functions. Okay. So I will spend more time on this in today's session. Okay, so next we have some other basic information that by default itself, the Amazon itself will take care of it. Here, the most important here is in corporate sector, what I mean, we'll try to create our custom VPC. So if if you have a custom VPC, better you run those programs under custom VPC, or else we can use the default VPC here. So file system, so far we don't have any file system. Let's say when I'm integrating with the S3, so by default that file system will get appear here. Concurrency, as I told you, okay, so this is one of the best platform by Amazon, okay, for multi-threading and concurrency. Okay, so here unreserved accuracy, can I have, okay, 1000 account concurrency. That means this function is having the capacity to fetch around 1000 requests per second. Okay, so next is but maximum, remember this disadvantage of the lambda function is we can run lambda function only for 5 minutes, not more than that. Okay, next is let's try to run our simple program first. And MB, have a look on this. Most important here is, okay, so lambda handler, whatever the contents, okay, whatever the contents and the events we are creating, that complete the value will be handled by this lambda handler. Okay, so and the lambda handler is a subclass of lambda function. Okay, so by default everything will be set by the Amazon here. Okay, so here in the lambda handler, what we do, okay, we try to create one event and context. Event and context, you can see here. So let's try to run this program first, then we'll try to modify this. Okay, let's see how it works. Okay, so let me select, this is JSON lambda handler. Okay, so I'm using lambda handler event and context, and this is status code. Okay, status code and the body, whatever the contents are there, I'm going to dump this one on my endpoints. Endpoints are nothing but the other services. Let's say SQS or SES. So that means whatever I'm writing here, that will be forwarded to the SES or SQS email service systems. Okay, so next is, let's try to run this simple code. Okay, so to run this simple code, just hit on, already I'm not doing any modification. So you can, if you are doing any modification, you can save first, next you can run test. Okay, so while running the test, remember, okay, the entire data is there, no? So the entire data will get separated into two parts here. One is called key, another is called value. Okay, so we'll discuss this key and value in DynamoDB. Suppose if you take if you are using NoSQL data, in NoSQL data, what happen? You will be having one key and the respective values will be there. Understood? So this will help us. Lambda function will help us to trigger, okay, any contents on Dynamo DB. Okay, so here let's say event name, I'll give some event name, Demo Wednesday. So I'm going to use the same event name for modifying other programs, Demo Wednesday. Okay, say hello world, template name, let's say hello world. I'll give as it is hello world. Okay, next is just create it, create it. Okay, so you can see here demo function name, you can see here function name Demo Wednesday. Okay, so Demo Wednesday. Now next, just run this simple program. Okay, the formatted program, test, run test. Okay, so run test. See the final, the result of your lambda function, you can see here. So this is whatever we had in, whatever we forwarded after returning the value from the lambda function, no? Okay, so whatever we returned here, okay, that will in return section, so that I'm going to display. Okay, I'm displaying here. You will understand when I take this, when the moment when I start modifying the program. So you can see this is the response what I'm getting from the lambda function. Okay, so this is a simple program. Now next, let's try to list out. Okay, so let's try to list out the number of the buckets. Okay, the number of buckets in S3 in my S3 folder. Hope you are clear. Suppose let us say go to service. Okay, I'll keep this one as it is. I'll keep this one as it is. Okay. Go to service. Hold on. Hold on, participants. You go to your S3 bucket. Participants. Hello. Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah. So now what I will do next task. So let's say this is my S3 bucket and I have these many. Okay, so folders. I have these many the buckets here.
Buckets.
Now, yeah. And now I want to list out this all those buckets using my lambda function. Hope you are cleared. Finish?
Yes, yes.
Can someone tell me how will be the architecture of my for to trigger to list out the number of buckets using the lambda function? So I'll be using S3 service, right? Hello?
Correct.
S3
AWS
service I'm
SD.
using. Yeah, I'm using lambda function, right? And to communicate between S3 and the lambda function, I'm going to set some rules using IAM console. Fine? Okay, so the concept is clear. Okay, so
Yes,
now,
yes.
yeah, now what I will do, I'll use the same rules now. First, I'll go to IAM console. Okay, let's go to IAM console. Let's go to IAM console. Hold on. Fine, mtake. Yeah, let's go to IAM console. Here, go to rules. Let's try to modify the same rule. Okay. Okay. Here.
You can add inline policy. Let's see.
Yeah. You can add inline policy also, sir. You can add inline policy also. For the time being, what I will do, I'll just try to give the full access for S3 bucket. In inline policy, I will add in DynamoDB. Is it okay?
Fine.
Okay. Yeah. So here, which was the rule? Can someone tell me? This
batch
one, no?
to
Batch
demo
to
Wednesday.
demo. Yeah. So batch to demo Wednesday. Go to batch to demo Wednesday. So here there are two options. Okay, so I can directly add the policy. Or else I can add the policy using inline policy function. Okay, so either I can write JSON the programs. Okay, or I can give ERN. Okay, so ERN also I can share and I can add the policy here. So right now what I will do, already in this rules I have added lambda basic execution rule. So again I want this lambda function to communicate with my S3. So what I will do, I'll try to add one more rule here. Okay, so to add one more rule, I'll use attach policy. Okay, attach policy. Hold on.
You can start typing it. S3 full access.
Yeah. Hold on. S3 full access.
Yeah.
S3 full access.
Yeah.
S3, yeah, S3 full access. Select attach policy. I need one more execution role here. Attach policy. Click on attach policy. Now this policy got okay. Now right now this rule is having two policies. Again, I want one more policy here. Full execution rule. Okay, hold on. Yeah, lambda execution. I want one more called lambda execution here. Lambda execution. Okay, so lambda execution. So this one I want AWS lambda execute. Okay, so that means I want to execute my lambda function on S3 or any other services, so we can use this to execute basic execution in the lambda function. So we will be using the first rule. Okay, basic execution rule. Okay, so right now I have added 3 roles here. So using these 3 roles, I'm going to fetch the data from S3 and the lambda function here. Okay, so next is we'll go to your lambda function. Go to your lambda function. Here, just let's try to write the code now. Okay, so here again I'll use the same console and the lambda function. So I'll use the same lambda function. Let me delete this function first. Okay, delete this function. Next, okay, I want one more library here called import. Import Boto. Okay, so Boto is a library. It's an API. Okay, application program interface, which will allow two services or multiple services to communicate with each other. Let's say lambda function wants to communicate with the S3 bucket now. Okay, so to have that environment, okay, so we'll be using a Boto function. Okay, so Boto 3. Next is, okay, let me try to create one variable called S3. S3 equal to S3 equal to, okay, so Boto 3 dot resource. So that means I'm going to get all the resources of my S3 bucket now. Okay, so S3. Okay, S3. Next is, so that means all the resources, what are the resources are available in S3 now. Okay, I'm fetching that one using S3. Okay, now let's try to define one definition. Okay, definition. Okay, lambda handler. Okay, lambda handler. Next, event and context. Okay, event and context. So next is one more thing. Most important here is if you are changing this name, no, lambda function. So that changes also you can see under this also. Okay, lambda function dot lambda handler. Okay, so next is what I recommend, better you keep the same name. Okay, for rest of the programs also. If in case if you want to change in least cases, okay, so you can change the name of that function. Next is I want one more variable called bucket. Okay, so bucket list to list out. Okay, so all the buckets which are available on my S3. Okay, so next is, okay, after bucket list, let me try to have the loop now, for loop condition. Okay, so that I can read the number of buckets.
Semicolon is required. Semicolon.
Where
after declaring bucket list.
No,
array.
no sir, no sir, it's an array.
Python. Okay.
Okay,
No, Python we don't need a semicolon at the end of each line.
Yeah sir. Let's see, okay, whether the code will run around. And we don't require, I guess. Okay, so let's see. Let me try to run this program. Okay, so next is bucket. I'll have one loop here, bucket. Okay, so bucket in S3. Bucket in S3. Okay, so buckets all dot buckets all. Buckets all. Let's see this. Yeah, this function will run. Okay, buckets all. Next is print bucket name. Print. Okay, bucket name. Print bucket name. Bucket dot name. Okay, bucket dot name. Next is, okay, so let's try to append buckets one by one. Okay, so to append bucket one by one, so what I will do, okay, so I have to use array. No, I have to store the, I have to read the name of the bucket, then I have to store it in the array. Okay, so what I will do, I will use bucket bucket list. Next dot, I'll use one the option here which is provided by Boto 3 called append. Okay, append. Next bucket bucket yeah, bucket, but bucket is an object here. Bucket dot name. Okay, so dot name here. Next is next, let's try to, this is it. Next, let's try to return the function now. Okay, so return the values. So what I will do now, the entire all the number of buckets after appending one by one buckets, where the data is stored now. Can anyone tell me, participants? Hello?
It's all stored in in that array bucket list.
Yeah, bucket list. Okay, so the complete bucket names are stored in the array. So I have to return the value, no? So to return the value, I will use return. Okay, return. Next is status code. Okay, status code. While writing code, no, just um, uh, here, status code, yes, capital letter, C, sorry, S is small letter and C is capital letter. Here also, even many a times I got confused while writing lambda, LAMB. Okay, usually I used to write LAMDA. Okay, so don't commit such type of mistakes. Next is 200, let's say 200 seconds. Okay, so next is under body, whatever the list I have sorted out. Okay, so everything I'm going to display, okay, using my under body. So let's have body. Okay, so body, next just call bucket list. Bucket list. Okay, call bucket list. Next, this is it. Okay, so this is the simple program. Let's try to save this first. Save this. Any doubt, other participants? Participants? Hello?
No, sir.
Sure, no?
No question. Yeah, sure.
It's very simple code. Okay, so
Yes,
definition and for loop statement. That's it. Okay, so next is Boto. This you have to remember. Even in machine learning also, I'm going to use this library, Boto. Okay, so next is save it. Save this. So after saving, already I have created the function. I'm going to use the same function here, demo Wednesday. Next, test it. Test it. Test it. Let's see. Okay, there are some mistakes here. Buckets all. Okay, so I have committed mistake here called buckets all. There is no such type of function. Let's go to program. Okay, in line 8, buckets all. Buckets all. Here, I have committed some mistake here. What is that mistake? Let me check. Buckets dot all, I guess. Let me check again. Hold on. Buckets dot all. Test it.
It is s3.buckets.all function.
Yes, sir. S3. Okay. S3. Oh, let me check again. 1 second, sir. Already. Yeah, no, sir. See here. Can you see this? Hello?
Yeah, we can see the buckets.
Yeah, buckets. It's not bucket. S3 dot to buckets dot all. Okay, so these are the list of my buckets. Other participant, can you see this? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so these are the list of the buckets here. Okay, demo.
So why are we passing the status code 200? Is that mandatory?
Okay, so see, as I told you, okay, so we can run lambda function up to 5 minutes.
Hmm.
Okay, so as far as this program, what I have done, I'm passing my maximum. The limit for the execution is 200. That is the minimum. Okay, so it should. Okay, so you can exceed for 300 also. Okay, so it should not within this 200 seconds. Okay, so your program should be completed. Understood, sir?
Okay. Oh, so it is not HTTP code 200 success. Oh,
No,
it
no,
is
no,
200
no,
milliseconds.
no, 200 milliseconds. Understood, no? So that is a limitation actually of lambda function, 5 minutes. So we can set even the 5 minutes also we can give. Okay. So this will help us in status code will help us in when we are sending a message. Let's say using SCS, you are sending one email. It got bounced. Okay, it got bounced. So this after bouncing that email, after the bounce of the email, it send an acknowledgement message. Okay, for the SCS or you'd say SQS. Understood. So again, it will send resend like that. Okay, we can send 3 times and make sure that while sending 3 times email, all those process should complete within 200. Understood.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Understood, no, sir? Okay, so that is the reason 200. You can increase it to 300, 400 also. It's up to you, but make sure that it should not exceed more than 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how we are listing, and you can see the output where here. You can see the output here. So this is the number of list of my buckets. Okay, so next is next what we will do. Okay, well, let's have one more very real time what I can say the experiment. Let's say you have given the access of your S3 bucket to some users. Okay, and you want to monitor, okay, what is happening, what he is doing, whether he is adding the files on the bucket or he is deleting the files on the bucket. Okay, so based upon his activity or XYZ user activity, so I should send one email or the message like, okay, from this so and so source, the person is uploading the file or person is deleting the file. Hope you are clear. Hello, hello, participants.
Yes.
Okay, so this is very realistic and you are going to use this one. Understood. When it comes to security, understood. So if someone is
But your
deleting,
voice is breaking.
yeah, if someone is deleting the data means you the people manager will ask you. They will not ask the users. Okay, so you should know from where the persons are deleting or uploading the messages. Let's try to design such the programs using the Lambda function. Okay, so here also the scenario will remain same, architecture will remain same. So I'll be having S3 next. Can someone tell me? Hello, hello, hello.
Yes, yes, you're audible. What is the question?
The question is now, let's say I have one use case. Imagine that you have given the S3 bucket access to some other user. Cleared? Okay, so you have given the access to some other users and you want to monitor that user. Okay, whether he is uploading the file or deleting the file from the bucket.
Okay.
Cleared? Understood.
Yes.
Suppose let
Yeah.
us say that user is deleting some file from that bucket. Okay, deleting that some file from the bucket. So you should get a notification message either through SMS or the email. Okay, so from so and so IP address. Okay, the file is okay from so and so IP address. The person is deleting the files. Cleared?
Yeah.
Understood? No, other participants? Other participants? Participants?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, understood. No, you have any doubt in this program? Hello? Hello?
No, sir.
Okay, so let's try to design such type of program now. Now, hope you are clear with the architecture. Now you tell me how many rules are required here? Hello? 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 Tell me, okay, so how many services I'm going to use here? I'm audible, right?
Yes,
Hello?
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah. How many services I'm going to use here? Tell me. For design this type of, yeah, the system.
So you're going to use pinpoint, you're going to use lambda. I mean, it's going to start from S3, then S3 will trigger lambda, lambda will trigger notification service, right?
Exactly. See, I'm going to use here a lambda function to write my program for triggering purpose. Next, I'm going to use S3 bucket. Okay, so from S3 bucket, next I'm going to use one more service called SES. Okay, simple email as services. Okay, but I'm not going to use pinpoint here. So that pinpoint, whatever the pinpoint work is there, no, so we can do it through our programs using the lambda function. So these are the three services. Now, how we can design? Tell me. Now you have to explain. You should tell me, suggest me, guide me. Okay, how we can design this? First, where I should go? First, yeah, First, from where I can start? Participants.
You can start from lambda only.
No,
First, you
yeah,
have to configure this email notification.
yeah. Configure. Let's say, imagine I have configured my email notification. I have verified in SES. So you know that, right? How to verify in SES, right?
Correct.
Okay. So next is, you are familiar right now. You are familiar with lambda functions also.
Lambda.
Okay. So first task should be, our first task should be go to IAM management console. Okay, set the rules. Okay, so using these rules, I'm going to integrate all these other services. Hope you are clear. As far as this rules is concerned, see here in this rules, I can integrate lambda function with the S3, right? Participants.
Do we need a CloudWatch log to trigger
CloudWatch,
lambda?
yeah, CloudWatch. I'll come to that one. CloudWatch log later, after a successful execution of the program. Okay. Here.
Okay.
S3 over, lambda function is over. One more service I required. Which one is that? SES, right? Participants.
Yes.
Yeah, SES, go to add policy. Okay, go to add policy. Hold on. Okay, here under, yeah, here just type SES. Okay, SES, simple email services. Now you can see here. Okay, so there are four options here. So what I will do, I will use Amazon SES full access just for the demonstration purpose. Okay, Amazon full access, attach the policy. Attach the policy. Hold on. Yeah. So now policy successfully I have attached the policy now. So as far as this rules is concerned, now I have 4 policies under this rules. Okay. So next is already next task is S3. Not yeah, S3 already configured. Next SES is also configured because already I have verified my email. Okay, so next what I have to do is, again I'll go to my lambda function. Let me delete this first. Let me delete this again. Let's try to write one more simple program. Okay, so here again let's start with the definition only. Voto I want. Okay, so Voto it's mandatory now. Okay, so that I can communicate with other services. Again definition, lambda handler, lambda handler, event and context. Okay, so next is I'll have one for loop statement so that I can check all the records. Oh, sorry to say. Okay, first before writing program, I have to go to S3. Okay, so go to S3. Sorry, participants. We can write the program. Okay, we can write the program. Next, we can integrate with S3. But yeah, first, but we need to configure in S3 first. Okay, so let's say I'll go to S3 now. I'll go to S3. Let's say I have given the access of my demo internship. Let's say I have given the access of this bucket. Okay, so let's say user is authorized to access this bucket. Let me check what are the contents are there. Okay, here, yeah, sample Excel is there. Okay, so imagine this is the bucket. I have given the access for the user. Next, what you have to do is go to properties. Go to properties. Go to properties. Hold on. Here under properties. Okay, hope you can see the screen now. Okay, so under properties, there is an option called advanced setting. Okay, there is an option called advanced setting. Under advanced setting, there is an option called events. Okay, participants. Any doubt?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
under
no.
advanced setting, there is an option called events. Okay, click on events. Click on event. Let me delete this first. Okay, so let me delete this event. Okay, go to events. Here under events. Oh my God. Yeah, here under events, there is an option called add notification. There is an option called add notification. Click on add notification. Okay, give the notification or the event name here. Let's say the event name be demo. Just remember this. Okay, Wednesday. Demo Wednesday is my event now. See here, it gives a lot of options. Okay, so okay, so if let us say in this directory someone is adding the file, so I can select that. Okay, so event, that is one event. Okay, so let's say someone is copying the file, I can do it. Okay, so next is there are other plenty of options in this. What I will do, I will choose one more thing, all object deleted events. Let's say someone is deleting the files from here. Okay, so I have chosen that event also. So right now, as far as this demo Wednesday is concerned, I have chosen 3 events here. Okay, so along with this one, you can add suffix and prefix also. Let's say so you want to check CSV file, .csv file. Someone is deleting .csv file. So those things we can configure here under prefix as well as suffix. Okay, so next is after configuring this, all the options. Okay, so in the events, next it will ask for where to send this. Okay, so where the Amazon should send this. So here, click on, hit on this. There are 3 options here. One is called SNS, simple notification service. Directly you can send the notification for the administrator that someone is deleting or copying the image. So here what I will do, I'll use Lambda function. Okay, so choose Lambda function. Okay, so Lambda function, the moment when you choose, okay, so after choosing Lambda function, it will ask for the name of the Lambda function. Okay, so click on here. Can you tell me which Lambda function we have used today? Which function Lambda function we have created today? Batch demo Wednesday.
2.
Yeah, batch
Wednesday.
2 demo Wednesday. So choose the Lambda function here, save it. Okay, so now that means one active notification, it is activated now under S3. Now you go to, okay, Lambda function. Go to Lambda function. Again, you start writing the definition, okay, the program. So here what I will do, I want to check all the records, okay, of that particular S3 bucket. So I will use for loop statement, for of I in event. Okay, so event records. Event records. Records. Okay, since give the colon for loop statement. Next is action. Okay, so what action is performing? Okay, that user. Let's have I of let's say event name. So event name already we have created here. Okay, so event name. Event name. Next is IP address. From which IP address he is deleting or copying the file. Okay, so IP address, I have created one more object called IP, just like an action. Okay, so I index of, let's say IP address, there is one option called request parameter. Okay, hold on, request parameter, P should be capital here, parameter. Okay, similarly source IP address. Okay, source IP address. Say source IP address. There is an option called source IP address. Address A should be capital here. Address. Okay. So next is bucket name. Okay. So I want to display the bucket name also. Let's have bucket 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 name. Bucket name. Let's have index index. Okay. So index S3 S3 S3. Next bucket bucket. Next to the name. Next to the name. Okay. Next is similarly bucket name got created. I have created the bucket name, IP address, actions. Next the objects. Okay, so even I want to track the object also. Okay, so object equal to index of under S3. Okay, under S3 object. That means it is going to display the object name. Object. Next is the key. Okay, the key of that object. Next is this is it. This is a simple program. Okay, so next is let's say client. So I want to send now. Okay, so already I have taken I have fetched all the records. Okay, so using this for loop statement, let's say event name, what event it is, whether it is under event records, and all the records. I'm going to fetch all the records. What is the event? Delete. Okay, put or the copy event. Okay, IP address. This is for the source code for the IP addresses. Okay, from which IP address I'm going to delete. Bucket name on the bucket I want to just check. In my case it is XER XZ, and which object it is. Okay, what type of object is deleting. Okay, so next is I will create one more variable here. Let's say client. Okay, so client Boto. So that means I should integrate this one with the now SES also, right? So client Boto 3. Okay, there is our option called client. Okay, client SES. Okay, so next is say subject. Okay, so I want to give some subject. Someone from this IP address is deleting so and so what the file. Okay, so that let's try to create one subject object here. Subject equal to str. Okay, string character action. Action is what? Event name. Okay, so action. Okay, so action plus event name. So delete. Okay, so event name plus say I want to display event from event from event from event from event from. Let's see. Let's try to execute this program. If any error, we can rectify. So next is bucket name plus bucket name. Bucket name. Okay. Subject is ready now. Now next is the body comes. Body of the email. Body. Let's say body equal to, here what I will do, I'll try to use 3 parameters colon here, 1 3 3 4 5 6. Okay, here first is let's try to write one HTML code. Okay. Break statement, I'll use break statement. BR under BR, this email is to notify you. Hold on, I'll just write the contents of the email. This email is to notify you. This email is to notify you. Regarding, say regarding event. So and so event. What is that event? Okay, so event. Okay, hold on. Next to event. Okay, so next is that is over. Next, I want to display the source IP address also. If I give some space here, okay, so I can use name break space HTML tag also. Okay, so next is I want to display source IP address also. To display source IP address, so just I'll write source. Any doubt?
But your voice is not even. Sometimes it is going very low and sometimes it is too loud.
Now, sir.
Yeah,
Source.
now it's fine. Sometimes it's not at all audible. It's like somewhere very like it is.
Okay, sir. Now I'm audible, right? Source IP. Okay, so source IP. Okay, so I want to display the source IP also. Source IP is already stored where? Source IP. My source IP is where I'm storing source IP here. IP address.
Now it's fine.
Yeah.
So now
IP
your
address.
voice is very low.
Yeah. Source IP. So I'm storing here. Let me check whether this program I'm able to run this program or not. Okay. So source
Mohammed,
IP.
your voice is very low now.
Now. Okay.
Now better, yes.
Yeah. Source IP. Next is format I have to give. Okay, so here the format. Let me add this. Okay, add this one. So after that, I can give format here. Okay, format should be the format of my email should be first. I want to display the action. Okay, so after action, what object it is? Okay, so object. Next is my IP address. Okay, next is the IP address. Here, as far as this source is concerned, one second. Sir. Okay, here what happened? Action. This is the action. This email is notified regarding this event. So I have already given the source IP. I think action object I have not mentioned here. Let me I mention the object also. Okay, the object say okay. So the object is deleted. Object is deleted. Okay, so object is deleted. So that means my message is ready now. Okay, body part of the email is ready now. Next, let's try to write the message now. Message. Okay, message equal to, let's say, subject. Okay, subject. Subject. After subject should be data. Hold on. Data. Data equal to subject. Subject already I have mentioned there. I have already called that object subject. Okay. Data subject. Okay, data subject. Let me close this. Comma. Next, the body part. In body part, let's say under body part, body. Okay, body. Next is HTML. Oops. HTML. Oops. Sorry. HTML. Okay, HTML. Next, data. Okay, data. Next, the body. Okay, next the body. Let me close this. Close this one. First bracket. How many brackets I'm using here? Two brackets, right? First bracket.
Yeah, you just have to do one more. Two more.
Two more, right?
Yeah.
Yes, two more brackets. Yes, done. Next is response. Okay, so response message. Hold on. Response. Okay, response. client.
Mohammed, is the indentation is important? You're putting a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah, sir.
indentation.
Yeah, sir. Indentation is important here.
Will it throw error if I don't put the
Yeah,
indentation?
if you are not maintaining indentation, it will throw an error message. Okay, and
Okay.
it suggests, you know, so you can see the lines here, right? Can you see for loop statement line, right? So from using this, no, we can judge. Okay, so indentation is going to be here.
Okay.
Okay. So next is response equal to client. Send email. So I want to send an email. There is an the method called send email. Send email. Send email hyphen. I'll check that one. Okay, send email. So give the source email address. Source source equal to, let's say I want to send the email to my xer.xez. Okay, xer.xez.in @gmail.com. @gmail.com. Okay, so this is going to be my source. Next is destination. So from this email address, I'm going to send. Okay. Next is say destination. Destination should be, let's say, for the instance of time, I'll have the same destination. Later, we'll try to change. Once the program is executing successfully, then we'll try to change the destination address also. Okay, so to okay, to address. So here, if you want to give CC, so instead of you use to also, next later you can use CC also, CC address. Okay, so two addresses. Okay, two addresses. Next is say two addresses. I'll for the instance of time, I'll give the same email address. xez.in@gmail.com. Hold on. So hold on. Okay, xer.xz.gmail.com. .gmail.com. Next is message. Okay, so after this, okay, after this, the message. What the content messages? Already I have created the message here. This is the message. This is the content. Yeah, this is the content of the message now. So just called message. Message equal to message. Okay, message equal to message. This is it. Okay, so this is the code. Next, I have to return, right? Okay, so just go to indentation. Let me check the indentation first. Okay, body message. Okay, so far it's good. Okay, so next return. Return. Okay, so in return, use the status code 200.
Return the response, right?
Yeah. Just yeah. The this is to return in Lambda function, sir. Okay, so let me run this. You will understand. Okay, this is okay. So I'll get a greeting message like already the mail is sent. Fine. So hold on. Status code. Status code 200. Next is body. Okay, JSON dot dumps. Okay, dot dumps. Email send. Okay, so email send. Okay, email send. So next is so far it's good. Okay, next is already SES. In SES we verified. Let's see whether this whether we are able to run this program or not. Okay, so just to save this, so I'm going to maintain the same thing, the same IAM rule and the same function here, demo Wednesday. Okay, let's try to test this one. Let's try to run this. Where I was trying to trigger one event if someone is deleting any data from my bucket. Okay, so I should get a notification message on my email address that someone has deleted the so and so file from this IP address. Okay, so the program was correct. Okay, so there was no the mistakes. The only mistake we committed somewhere here. Okay, so I'll show you that line. Where is it? Subject, this one. Okay, I hope all can see. All can see, right? Pooja ma'am? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so
Yes,
this
yes, we can
here
see that.
what we did, sir. Okay, so soon after writing subject, this comment, no subject, I gave one space here. Okay, so the statement was like this. That's the reason it was not taking. So after completing the session, what I did, I again executed. After executing in a log file, I came to know that okay, so there was one space. That's the reason I was not getting the proper what the output. Okay, so now again what I will do, let me change this from S3 event delete to, I'll go to my this demo Wednesday. Okay, so let's try to save this. A role, everything will remain same. Okay, so there is no changes in role. Save the file. Okay, so after saving the file, what you have to do is you have to trigger, or you have to do some kind of an event. You have to delete the file from your S3 bucket. Okay, so the moment when you delete, okay, so the Lambda will trigger and it will send an email that someone has deleted the file from your S3 bucket. Let me hover over to my S3 bucket now. Hold on. Hold on. So I think this was the bucket. Yeah, it's taking. Yeah, this is the bucket. Okay, so go to XCR XCZ. So now what I will do, okay, I'll try to delete one file. Let's say I'll delete this one, project student.docx. Okay, so delete this the file. Go to action. Now next to delete it. So the moment when you delete here, what happens, it will activate and trigger. Okay, so it will generate a trigger and it sends an email to your uh, the specific email address. Okay, so now I have deleted. Now let me go to my email. Let me refresh. Let me refresh. Can you see participants? Participants?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Yeah,
yes,
you can
yeah,
see,
we
right?
can see
Okay,
the.
it looks safe. Okay, so I got the message like this email is notify you regarding object removed. Okay, so I have performed delete operation, delete event, the object, okay, the project plus student dot docx, which is nothing but the file name, okay, is deleted from this IP address. Okay, so this is the IP address. Hope you are cleared with this. Okay, so if you get an opportunity to work it as an Amazon Web Service administrator, okay, so we have to keep track of each and every activity, what is happening inside the console. Okay, so I think this is one of the best service what we can think when it comes to security. Okay, so security confidentiality of the data. Okay, so this is just now next we should think where we can implement, or where we can trigger, or where we can implement this Lambda function in other services also. Okay, so that we will see. So I hope you are clear with the basic concept now, how to trigger the Lambda function using in different services. Okay, so similarly what we will do next